Soup texted me. He said 1986, Harbaugh guaranteed a victory of Ohio State. Don't forget, we backed it up, too. Man, I think I pretty much mentioned that the other day. It's like, man, I think we have short memories.
We do.
Those of us that watch these teams, and we look and we get upset and get offended by a mistake. We forget, many of us that looked at that action as classless, we cheered when Harbaugh said, I guarantee we're going to go down to Ohio State and win. And then they did it. And we cheered and said that was great.
And everybody was happy not everybody, but Mike Hart called him little brother after the win. And then Michigan faithful, oh, that's our little brother. It ain't so funny no more. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so it's one of them things where there has been instances where things have happened. Harbaugh guarantees a victory, and you go down there and you back it up. Okay, Joe Bowden stuck a stake in the ground. They didn't back it up. And it's all it's just rivalry. It's college football. It's not that serious. Have fun with it. And stop, get off the arrogant high horse and, oh, we don't do that. Yeah, well, you're getting your head cracked right now. You're getting your mouth ripped out by inferior teams like Rutgers. Okay? You need guys that don't want to lose, that don't like the other team, that will do whatever it takes in a clean way to win. Say what you want. How many guys wore an Ohio State pullover to a press conference? Bruce Motti put his head down. Tom Goss looked and said, I can't believe you just did that. I said, screw Ohio State. I don't care. Make me get up and run. But they ain't going to never forget that they just got popped. Your national champion Heisman Trophy winner, everybody's dog baby All-American, yeah, he's on TV with a rose in his mouth saying, yeah, they do the talking, I do the walking. That's the same thing. So you got to understand, when you look at one team and you see another, it's about personality. It's about a certain type of character that you recruit, type of football that you produce. And Lloyd Carr couldn't really control us. He tried, but then, you know what he said after a while? You know what? Y'all do what you got to do. All right? I'm going to discipline you, but keep winning. We looked Ron Dane in the face in 97. And I ain't living in the past. I'm just giving you the best example I can give you. Show me another team that won it all, and then go listen to that guy. If you want the truth, listen to a guy that played on a team that did it. But Ron Dane didn't want to play us in 97. They put a freshman on the field, Eddie Faulkner. We ripped his mouth out the first 3 plays, turned to the sideline, told Alvarez, looked at Ron Dane and said, get out here. We want to see you. And he had his hand in his hand warmer. He turned around and said, y'all trying to kill somebody. I'm not going out there. And that's the truth. You can ask anybody we played with, and every time we smacked somebody, we looked at Ron Dane and said, we want you. You give them the best chance to win. Is that Michigan? Oh, well, maybe not. But it's a national championship without any violations, without all the foolishness. So say what you want. When you win, you can say and do what you want. Why do you think Michigan State's popping off at everybody? They don't care. They don't like you.
And to be clear, that's why I said when D'Antonio got up and said, yeah, we want to dry the stake in him, that wasn't classless. They did what you're supposed to do in a rivalry game. They did what they're supposed to do when somebody sticks a stake in the ground and you're on your turf.
And it's not his fault that Michigan laid down at the end of the game and let them score when they should have needed the ball. That's just a matter of heart and will. Okay, Woody Hayes went for 3, went for 2 because he couldn't go for 3. So that's classless too, right? And that's a grown man. 40-some years ago. 40, almost 50 years ago now. So who cares? It's part of a rivalry. He popped off. Ohio State loved it. So what? Michigan in your face. And you come back the next year, you beat them. Take that with you. They ripped down the banner one year. It's all part of that. I wish that I would have had that ice pick that Lloyd gave us in 97, and I would have stabbed it in everybody's field. Say what you want, classless or not. I'm 38. I'm mature. No, I wouldn't do it now. But as a 21-year-old kid playing for a school like Michigan who wasn't winning when I got here, we're going to do whatever it takes to win. I would have took that ice pick and jabbed it in everybody's field. And you know what? Lloyd Carr would have never kicked me off. He would have made me run. But secretly behind closed doors, he would have been telling his coaches like, hey, we need more guys like that. And I'm just telling you, and then you get in the media and say what you got to say. Yeah, I did it. I'm young. I'm immature. I don't get it. Just like I wish I would have ran back the interception against Ohio State in 96. Instead of sliding in front of the bench, should have ran it back and punted it right in the end zone and did OHIO. And then just say, you know what? I'm 20. I'm a sophomore. I don't get it. I'm immature. Maybe I'll grow up next year. But at the end of the day, you take the win and you forget all the other foolishness, just like Michigan State is doing now.
Let's talk to Lee in Athens, Georgia. Lee, good morning.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's going all right.
Hey, I don't know if at some point in the future, if they got to make a coaching change, I mean, what do you think about Pat Narduzzi as a coach? That's somebody you could look at?
Personally, I think that if they came to that conclusion, I think that they would be looking at guys with head coach on their resume. That's just my opinion. He certainly is going to get some opportunities. I don't know if it would be in the cards for Michigan. I know where you're going. He's going at it from an attitude standpoint. And they do have that at Michigan State, but there are some head coaches. There are some head coaches that do the same thing. So I think if Michigan opted to go that route, they would look at guys with head coach on their resume. But this is what I wanted to get to before you get out of here, Marcus. Let's talk to the rest of the season. This team, this head coach. What's on the horizon for them? What can this squad do? Marcus Ray is not coming through that door tomorrow. Those guys that talked that and played that way aren't showing up at Schembechler Hall tomorrow. They got the guys that are in that room right now. They had the coaches that are in that room right now. What do these guys do in basically a must-win scenario down the stretch with these games? You got to win at least 3 of them to make a bowl game. You need to be winning all 4 to give you the best chance to stay on.
Well, honestly, I think this team will still make a bowl game. I mean, most people will disagree, but I'm saying that because of the teams that they face. Indiana has a freshman quarterback coming in here and got a pretty good running back, and that's it. Their defense stinks. Michigan should win the game. They're at home. That's 4 wins right there. You're going to have to travel out to Northwestern, which won't be easy, but Northwestern's got a pretty good defense. But their offense is struggling, too. They only average about 21 a game. So there are going to be some close games. I think Michigan should be able to win, and you finish up 6-6. All right? Finish up 6-6. Then you go to a bowl game and, play a team, who knows? I don't know. And then you win that game. Now you can finish 7-6 like you did last year. At the end of the day, it'll add up the same, regardless of how you got there, whether you started 5-0 and you finish 7-6, or whether you go 3-5 and you turn around and you go 7-6. So there's so much more to play for. Your pride, show some resiliency, show some we fought back even though we weren't a good team. We made something out of nothing. So with 4 games left, that's all you're guaranteed. That's what you do, and then go down to Columbus and just shake up the world. You know what I mean? Go out there and play, but you got 4 opportunities. This game isn't guaranteed for coaches or players, and I just think that when you still have games left on your schedule, you can still make certain statements. And you go out there and you finish and you play hard, you give it all you got, you prepare, you work out. You should beat Indiana. You should beat Northwestern, and you should beat Maryland. You should. I mean, those are winnable games. It's not like they're going down murderous road. They're playing 3 teams they should win before they get down to that team in Columbus.
Good stuff as always from one Mr. Marcus Ray. Again, hey man, I appreciate it, and I understand. That your opinion doesn't represent the masses.
No.
I appreciate you reminding people because again, I guess that's what I remember. That's what I remember watching those teams. That wow, I remember guarantees. I remember smack talk. I remember people cheering those. I gave basketball examples. I remember when Darius Morris, after Michigan knocked off Michigan State for the second time in 2010, and he told Kalen Lucas to get the heck off of his court. I mean, they had T-shirts made saying that.
Beat it, monkey.
They had T-shirts made saying that. So, and people cheered that. People cheered that. Now guys dunk and yell, and people like, yeah. Back in the day, that would be considered beneath Michigan, right? But this team, they realize there's an attitude piece to it, and you don't apologize for that.
That's what I'm saying, Sam. Just to wrap it up, man. It's all about attitude. You want to win with class and lose with class and all that. But at some point, man, you're gonna have to dig deep and fight back and go against. If you want to lead the choir, you got to turn your back on the crowd. And that's your ray of light for today. Don't forget to pick up that book, too, volumes 1 and 2. I know we kind of get away from that. MDN, Amazon.com, email me. But I own my own personal opinion, and I say what I got to say on TV. I have fun on the radio, but I want the fans to understand that, yeah, we're all hurting. We're losing. It's jacked up. And when you start losing, then you start pointing the finger at whatever it is. Yeah. Oh, he stuck a stake in the ground. Look at us. But if we would have won, you would have had no problem with it. That's just how life goes. People love you when you up, kick you when you down, and then when everything is falling, when the sky's falling, everybody looks at you and says, oh, man, this is terrible. What about this? AD, get the coach out of here. The O-line, secondary, oh, this guy, oh, that guy, Devin Gardner, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, when Michigan was winning, understand this is the same bad football team that was doing this stuff last year. You see what I'm saying? And you squeak past Akron, you squeak past UConn with this same brand of football. This has been 2 years of this. And sometimes you won some ugly games, and then you lost some ugly games. Northwestern just gave you the game. The officials did. Iowa wouldn't let you get away with it. Penn State didn't let you get away with it. So it's like, when you play ugly, you're either going to win ugly or lose ugly. And that's how it's been going. But until Michigan starts to win and the fan base is going to find something, not just fan base, but analysts, everybody, coaches, players, you start blaming. You start feeling down, start looking around saying, oh, it's this. Oh, we need to get rid of that. Oh, it's that. Well, when you win, you don't even deal with all the foolishness. You know what I mean? I love Michigan. There's no doubt about it. Love the fan base. They've been good to me. They support Rays of Light movement. And I just try to get on here and be honest and fair and give you a different perspective. I'm not going to say what everybody else thinks. I'm going to say what Marcus Ray believes, and I'll own it. And I'm not going to say nothing crazy. At the end of the day, when you go back and listen to the podcast, you're like, you know what? He was right. You know what? We kind of do need that. So I don't live in the past, but that's all I can refer to because that's all I could control when I played. Now I'm an analyst. I watch tape. I listen to all kind of stuff, watch shows. I don't play anymore. So I watch, and I use my era to compare what's going on now to then and show you the difference. But I can tell you what's going on now, too. And we'll just go from there, Sam. Let's do this again.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the heck out of you. Is it because you agree, in part because you agree with me, but I appreciate the honesty, man, and I appreciate the knowing. And I just got some tweets, people telling me, hey, you aren't on the island about that whole thing. Yeah. I appreciate that. It felt like it the other day. Not to say that it changed my mind. Obviously, it didn't. But it certainly felt like an island the other day. 903.
Sam Webb Island, baby.
But Marcus is with me on it, which is great.
I'm standing there swinging and scratching and clawing with you, baby.
All right, we got to get to a break. When we come back on the other side, Steve Clark.
Sam, I can't wait to get Marcus on. I have no idea what he's feeling.
Steve Clark joins us on the other side here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, Ann Arbor, a Cumulus station.